Hello, hi there. Welcome to the Whole Bucket. I am Cheryl. This is the Whole Bucket, or the art department of the Whole Bucket. Anyway, I have my snippet book in front of me and a page full of snippets showing, but it has 6 empty pages. And I want to fill it up. It only has 3 snippets that have been used. That's good. But I have 3 spaces here plus 6 pages that could be filled. So I thought the next thing I would do to prep for February would be to make a snippet book, or to fill up my snippet book. So what I have here is a bunch of supplies surrounding me and a few pieces of baking paper and a few base pieces of paper, and I will show you how I make clusters or snippets or whatever you wish to call them, and how I get them into my book, and then maybe how I use them. In fact, yeah, I'll show you how I use them just in a little sample I have to the side. All right, so the very first thing I wish to do is, I should make sure my glue's not clogged shut, I suppose, but that's not what I wish to do. That's what I really should do. And then I have this fabric that tears apart wonderfully. I want all these frayed edges, right? So this stuff is just old garbagey material that I dyed, and it frays fabulously. And then I save all these threads in a little pile too, because they will come in handy in a bit. Then I tear it up into pieces and just glue them down in no particular order, no particular fashion. And here, I don't want these big long strips like this, so I have to tear it down more. But I don't do anything fancy here either. Zero measuring. I just put in a little snip and pull, and then pull the strings off and add them to the pile. And I just go down, and whatever pieces I end up with, that's what I end up with. I don't want to, snippets are the kind of thing you don't want to put a lot of thought into. You want to use up little bits and pieces of whatever and make something great out of them. Now, I actually have brand new things I'm going to be using. I also have the fabrics and the ribbons and the whatever. The textiles I'm going to be using are all from this, I have a bag over here just full of all the cutoffs of other projects. So, rip apart some pieces of fabric and stick them down to a piece of paper. I did put some coloring on this paper just because this was a super plain paper, but I'm not worrying about it. I didn't put a lot down, as you can see, and I put it down in no particular fashion, as you can also see. The only thing I did do was make sure that it was green and brown. Now, that is only because I wish the gist of what I'm making tonight to end up nature-y. Not the gist of, that's the wrong word, but you know what I mean. The bulk of what I'm making should end up nature-y. So I thought brown and green are certainly naturey and generic in nature. I don't know if you noticed when I had the snippet book open, but the snippets in the book have focal points on them and sentiments, or at least words, right? And I'm not going to do that today either. I want the next bunch of snippets in the snippet book to basically be bases. Basic bases. I crack me up. Alright, anyway. I want them to be super basic because I'm not gonna, I mean, they're, oh, shoot. Well, again, are we gonna have another video where I just can't say anything at all? Words are just completely gone from my brain. Okay, pay attention, lady. Oops, here's one I didn't tear. There we go. I think I better add a little more glue to this piece. It seems to not want to behave. Let's put this big chunk down here in the corner. Because I want to make sure that I remember to do different sizes and such. Okay, so this is how I start, right? And like every other thing that's collaged, start with the biggest pieces first. So I'm just going to grab a piece of paper from back here, and I'm going to grab one without looking at it. And I'm not real happy that I didn't look because I don't like this paper. Let's try that again. I'll try a different piece of paper without looking. There we go. That's better. And I'm just going to tear this up too. Just like I tore up the fabric, I'm literally just tearing it in pieces. And I'm going to stick these down to whatever piece I think they match. I think this one goes right here. I think this one needs this edge trimmed off. And then it must go where? There. So in these two cases anyway, you can see that I am mostly covering the paper that's underneath. I mean the fabric that's underneath. I'm not completely covering, that would be silly. But this is definitely nearly the size of the fabric underneath. You know, every single time I'm filming, this warning comes up and says that I may not, no, that one's a little too close. I shouldn't have done that one. I get this warning that comes up and says my computer may not be optimized for filming and I may have performance issues. I don't even know what that means. I've never had an issue. If anybody knows what that means and how I fix it and whatever, you know, let me know. That would be lovely if you could let me know what the heck my computer is complaining about. I'm just working off camera completely. What a lousy host I make. Okay. Some of the pieces of paper I'm going to be using are some stuff I got from one of those cheap overseas companies. I won't name names, I guess. But you might notice, if you spend any time on Etsy, that they are stolen papers. So I'm going to use them and get them out of my stash, but they are basically before I knew about the shops that I'm using being thieves. So I've talked about this before, and I know a lot of other people have too. Etsy or not Etsy, Temu and AliExpress and some others are giant shopping malls, is how I like to refer to them. And they have some shops in there that are perfectly legit. Nice people, good companies, etc. But they also have some really shifty characters in there. And unless you are really careful, you can end up doing what I did and spending money on stuff that somebody stole from an artist. Not something I wish to participate in at all. So I have changed the way I do things since then. I still shop at AliExpress and Temu. There are just some very specific things that I will shop for that do not risk thievery. And I vet the shops a little better than I used to. And the way I found out, I mean, everybody's talking about it now, but when I first figured out what the heck was happening, it was because I bought a pack of paper, one of the ones I'm using tonight actually, and then went through it and discovered that some of the products in the pack were from a digital kit that I purchased on Etsy from an artist. It was ridiculous. It's still ridiculous. So it's been sitting on the side for a while now, and I haven't used it. And I'm like, well, I can't take back what's already happened, so I'm just going to use the stuff. But I'm telling you this as a cautionary tale because it can happen to anybody. So either don't shop at those kinds of places at all, or do your homework. But certainly better than I did. And make sure who you're buying from is not an art thief. All right, so now I'm going to take a sticker from over on the side, obviously, and put it over that. I did put extra glue on here because this is washi, right? Washi is not really meant to be a permanent sort of thing, so it needs a little help. I love that one on there. I don't know if we have one big enough for this sticker right here. Whoa! No, we're not going to have anything big enough for that sticker. You know what? I forgot to get me a garbage pot. I usually like to keep a garbage pot next to me. Let me put those back in the bag for now. Dum-de-dum-de-dum. How about this one? I don't know. I think that's too big too, really. This whole pile of stickers might be too big because they're pretty sizable stickers. Oh, here's something. What about that? We can do that. And wait a minute. What about the fern on this one? Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Okay. Okie dokie. So if you're wondering what I consider safe things to buy on Temu and AliExpress, which, I mean, maybe you don't give a hoot about what I think is safe. And, you know, you might have your own opinions and shops and what have you. But if you are wondering, and if I tell you what I think is safe and you know for a fact that it's not, oh, goodness sake, tell me. Because if I'm wrong, I want to know. But what I consider safe is bulk paper. Like, not scrapbook paper, not printed paper, nothing. But like this right here. Like this blank mass-produced rice paper or calligraphy paper or plain mulberry papers, handmade mulberry papers, those sorts of things. I don't believe there's any such thing as copyright on that sort of thing. And, you know, I think that they have to have manufacturers to make that sort of thing. So I think that they are safe. So those are the only things that I will still buy on those kinds of places is the bulk unadulterated, unaltered stuff. There we go. I had it. Did you see that? I had it and then it went away. Okay. Yep, I really need to get some more Scotch tape because this is so much easier with Scotch tape and I'm just out of Scotch tape. Let's see if this, oh, there we go. Beautiful. Washi tape doesn't always work that well. So this is kind of big too. Not sure where to put it, but maybe right here. Ooh, yeah, I like that. The colors kind of match that paper behind there. I think I should grab my glue stick, and I'm gonna. So I have a glue stick as well, because I think this liquid glue is just going to get too overwhelming. Let's do another stamp one. Where should we put this one? Right here maybe? No, that's too much coverage. Right there maybe at an angle. I kind of like that. Okay. Come on. My glue stick is a little cold, so it's very stiff. Poor thing. 'Tis the weather. I hope that's what I just did. Well, I like it if I didn't. Okay. Do I want one more stamp? So what I need to remember is this is all just creating a background situation. All of this could end up covered up or changed or whatever, but since I'm not making any major commitments, to design or attitude or anything other than saying nature-y, I forgot what I was saying. I'm fighting with this sticker so much I completely forgot. There we go. I don't want this whole sticker. I don't want this lady. There's nothing wrong with the sticker, right? It's just not the look I want. So I'm just going to tear off the text. and put that somewhere. I think on that big long one, because I think it might disappear, or at least it looks like it's going to let that colored paper show through. I don't like how white those are at all. That is way too opaque for my taste. Look at this one's white too, but the white a bit more transparent. That is seriously opaque. Not thrilled with that. I might skip those stickers altogether and start ripping up the plant ones. For a few of these next ones, I think I will tear up a different piece of paper. So we could use a little bit more nature-ness to this. I mean, it's got flowers and plants, but I've ripped it to shreds, so it's not that easy to tell. I think I will go over here and pick something out of this pile. I'm not sure what. Oh, here we go. This. I will pick this. So I will just tear down. I think I will tear all the way around and then tear off chunks, because this design in here is really quite nice. And quite matches what I'm trying to get here, the feeling and the attitude I'm trying to get. You might have noticed, however, that that tore entirely to white. So I'm going to edge a little bit. I don't know if you're like this, but you don't know how hard it is for me to not be edging everything on these snippets. It's a challenge. And once I've started edging, I'm going to be sad I didn't edge everything else. I think I'm going to have to start over and edge everything, which totally isn't true. Yeah. All right. So I think I'm going to tear into this a bit because it's too wide for a bunch of these. I'm not going to get rid of this though. I'm still going to totally use it on some of the smaller ones. For instance, right there, that looks pretty cool. I like that even better. I'm going to tear off this bottom and edge it. Figure out where I want it torn at the top. I think just like that. I have washi tape stuck to me. Imagine that. Okay. And I think I'll have that paper sticking out. There we go. Ooh, like that one. I like that one a bunch. Now let's see what else we can do. Let's chop, or no, not chop. Let's edge this again. I really need to re-ink my ink pads. A lot of them are just getting worn out. Okay, so what do we want to do next? Maybe the same, no, I was going to say the same concept, but no, I think I will do this one a little bit centered. I'm going to tear off just above this flower right here. Edge that. stick it semi-centered. I don't like to be, oh, come on, scoot, scoot. There you go. I want to scoot this one down and it's not behaving. This glue doesn't usually grab that quickly, but in this cold, dry winter air, it grabs a little quickly. There we go. All right, now let's ink the bottom. Oh, let's tear it off. That part was not behaving. Now I will re-ink that bit. This one doesn't really have much on it except one little lonely leaf. That looks ridiculous. What if we, no, I'm going to cover that even more. What about, no. What about that? No, it would be better this way. Does that, I don't like that. That's stupid. What about this? This one is all cattywampus. I think I'm going to go with it just to keep up the cattywampusness. Cattywampusness might be my new favorite word. It's fun to say. Okay. Now, re-ink the torn edge. I mean, ink the torn edge, and then what? I don't want to do, I like this, so I want something down here-ish. What about this one, though? That's kind of fun, so I'm going to I tore around this flower. Obviously, I'm not doing anything exact right, but I am keeping little bits of interest intact, just if I notice it kind of on the fly like that. Okay. So what did I want to do with this? I think I went like that. I think I went like that. Okay, I'm going to go with that. I'm just going to say, yeah, that must be what I meant. Now, let's try to go at a different angle. It's always tricky for me. This is a viney flower thing that went vertically. So I think it just needs to be vertical the whole time, but maybe it doesn't. Maybe it can go across like that. Let's, oh, wrong. We don't edge with glue, we edge with ink. You know what we do with glue? We glue with glue. Oh yeah. Good grief, girl. Okay. So we are doing that across the bottom. All right. I don't know about you, but I'm thinking that's about enough of those. So I'll save this for something next. Now I have, whoops. I have paper sticking to me. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more to do with a second layer. And I think we're gonna go another fabric something. So let me reach in my little bag of tricks over here, see what we've got. Ooh, that's a fancy one. That's a fancy one indeed. Those are boring. Those are, here, if you want to see what the heck I'm doing, I got this great big bag that a set of sheets came in. And look at it, it's just full of stuff. It's just so full of stuff. I'm going to be pulling out the I'm going to be pulling out the cheesecloth at some point anyway, so I didn't really want to do cheesecloth yet, but maybe I will. You know what else I think I'm going to do? Because this one is really bugging me just so much, I think I'm going to go like this. There. It's no longer overly white. Yes, I realize I'm ridiculous. I know that a lot of you are too, though, aren't you? There are just certain things that bug us, right? In fact, I think most people are like that. There's just certain things that'll irk you. All right, let's see if this tears at all. This is a pretty hefty material, so I'm kind of thinking it's not gonna, but I guess I don't really know. Oh no. Okay, if I had 10 times the muscles, I might be able to tear this fabric. But I kind of want to do, you know what, it's too heavy anyway. I'm going to throw it back in and stop thinking about it. It's going to bug me. How about if I just cover this whole one up with cheesecloth, because it'll give me like a whole new base for this one that I just don't like. Okay. Come out of there, you. I don't mind if it bunches up. I just don't want it to curl up. There we go. Whole new base. I'm much happier. You know what? We are going for level 3, not level 2, and now I don't like this one anymore either. I don't hate this one though. I don't know what the deal is or what the difference is, but sometimes I can deal with how things turn out, and sometimes I just think they're garbage. And they can be basically the same thing. Why this edge bothers me and this one doesn't, the white, I mean, I don't know. Actually, this one was the whitest and I obliterated it. This one was next, and then this one. So I wonder if I obliterate this one now, if then this one will bug me too. Maybe it's just a slippery slope for me. That's kind of cool, except it's a little too big, so I think I'm going to try to tear this. I'm going to try to tear this curve. I don't think you can. Oh, well, that's not really what I meant to do, but should I just do that? Or this? Oh, no, I don't like it for that at all anymore. How about this one? Yep, right there. Cooperate, please. There we go. Now, deal with this little puppy. This is an awfully cute fabric, but it is entirely too clean-edged. So let's ruffle it up a bit. I couldn't get a word out of my mouth. I was thinking fray, and then I was thinking I wanted fluffy, but that's not right. And then I thought ruffled, and it all came out at the same time as fruffled. So if you needed another new word, fruffled is kind of fun to say too. Do we have anything really super generic that needs a thing? Right there we do. Too big. Too much. We need something a little less. Something a little less. How about this? I'm going to do that. Oh, I like it better there. I like it better here. Now I made it too small. It would have been better, bigger. It's fine. It's just fine. I like all the little strings hanging off it. I don't know how many will survive because if they're not glued properly, they'll just pull off, right? Okay. How about a couple more cheeseclothy ones? I love this particular cheesecloth just because of how mossy it is. This color is just amazing. Okay, layer 3. Ah, let go of me. I'm just, okay. No, you gotta go down. Oh, that one might need some help. I'm gonna cut this one. Because I've decided I just want it like that. And which one did I say was going to need help? This one, because it's got a great big, way too thick spot that I am too gluey to unravel. There we go. Now, is there anybody else that needs help? 2 more that need help. One is, you probably guessed it, the one up in the corner with the sticker on that's now driving me bonkers. What if I just put a really thin netting over it? I'm going to try that and see if that makes it any better for me. So I'm going to leave this bottom edge really thick like this because it's kind of cool. And let it get thinner as it goes up. Oh, I don't know. That snippet is not working for me. I thought it was at first. I haven't made snippets in a really long time. Too long, because it made that book that I showed at the very beginning, it made it too precious, and then I wouldn't use the things that were in it. So maybe as I'm going along here, I'll kind of get in the flow and start making snippets I'm happier with, because, you know, I'll remember a bit of how to pull them together in ways I'm happy with. There we go. Okay, there's that one. And I called it. Maybe just because I said it, it's true, but now I don't like this one either. I think I'm just going to put a little foot under this leaf. That looks kind of cool. All right, what do you think of that? That's kind of neat. I think I like this. Maybe I like this. Okay, so I see a couple that need their next layer. These all need their next layers. And I think I will go back to paper. I think I'm going to pull out this one because it's got really light bits on and really dark bits. I don't know if I want to do flowers because I mean, at least not this distinctive flowers, right? Because it's too committal. I want vaguely nature. No commitment to color or shape or theme. But like that, something like that. Something like that. I like that one. Boy, I might like it up there on the reboot too. I think I would like it on the reboot better. But then I kind of don't. I'm going to do another tall skinny piece on the reboot, but a different one. I'm going to put this one here. And then I see exactly what I'm going to try to do. So this long skinny leaf thingy right here is going to try to, I'm going to try to put that one on the reboot. So I'm tearing a little bit specific this time. Specific? Yeah. And let's see how it goes. All torn edges. Ink them because I apparently just don't like white. Ever. I mean, it really is jarring to the senses to me. I know I have some friends that were going to challenge me to leave pages white in a journal. They never did. They never stated it out loud. Not saying they won't. But right now they are busy in some new jobs. New schedules and new jobs and stuff. So I didn't even check it. I just put it down. Did you see that? There's some brave crafting right there. Just glue it. Just do it. Oh, and I love it. That could turn out super cool at some point. Let's see what we got going on. We need something here. Am I going to go full on flower? Good grief. I might just be going full on flower. I am going to do the edges. I mean, it can't hurt, right? If I do most of the book, or most of the leftover space in the book, if I do it completely neutral, for the, I mean, good grief, words. If I do most of them neutral, it won't hurt if one or two more have specific things. Okay, let's see what happens if we do... I shouldn't have glued this. I don't even have a place for anything this big. Okay, hold on. Already glued and everything. It's sticking to my hand. Okay, how about that? It's a little too big for that space, but it's okay. Not like I have a choice anymore because it was It's done. It was sticking to me and it's done. What about this one? Nope. What about this one? Yep. There we go. And this one, no. Okay. I don't know what to do about this. This is not right. I need a new home for this. I think the one right next door is going to be the new home. I am so full of glue I can hardly function anymore. I may have to pause for a degluing. There we go. Okay, I like that. That'll work. Goodness sakes. Okay, degluing. That's what I actually like about this silicone glue, or I mean this clear gel tacky glue, is you can just roll it off. It'll come off in little lumps. Let's get it off of our artwork though. We don't want glue lumps all over the place. Get off, you two. Okay. Whew. Well, this has been a little more interesting than I intended. A little more challenging than I intended. Something. So I'm reaching way to the back here. I think the very last thing I want to do on a few of these is put some of these threads on from that original layer of fabric. Let's move that over and then, okay. So I think for instance, this one, I think that one is definitely ready for some final touch. And because I like the way that one turned out so much, and it's like on the fly, right? That wasn't even meant to be. It was pulled off of the neighbor. I think what I'm going to do is just put this little clump of thread right here across the bottom, because the only thing that might end up on this one in the future is a sentiment or a word. I like words. I have learned from Seven Plaza. I forget her name. I'm sorry. I forgot your name. But I've learned that, gosh, she's funny. She's just hilarious. She doesn't like to use sentiments at all. And she sort of delved into using sentiments the other day. And sentiments are one thing, but words are quite another. So using a word or two is easier than using a whole sentiment. I agree with that completely. So now I try to differentiate, although sometimes they come out as one thing in my head. All right, there we go. There's one. Now what do I want to do? I think I will add some across the bottom of this as well. Okay, these threads, when your hands are gluey, they're kind of staticky anyway, but they don't behave much. If you've noticed, I'm having some issues. Issues! Oh, good grief. Okay. Yep. I don't even have to finish looking at that one to know that that's what I want to do. I don't know what's going to end up on this one, and I'm thinking it'll be more than just a word on this one. But what I do know is that I like pulling this light color back up to the front. I just got close to that one and realized that's exactly what it needed, was something to pull the lightness back up. Same thing with the next one I'm going to do. I'm going to make a bunch of, I'm going to make a string cluster by rolling them together, because that seems to be the only thing that's really working right now. And this one is going to go right there. Because I don't know what's going to go on here, but I also know that it's really dark and could use some lightening up. And that's going to totally cover the leaf that was on that fabric, which is kind of a bummer because it was a cute little leaf, but you know. There are an abundance of cute little leaves in my supplies. I will be just fine not having that one cute little leaf. Okay, so we've pulled some lightness back up in that one. What else should we do here? I think we can pull some lightness back into this one by adding a cheesecloth bit. The same way I'm doing the string cluster thingy is just adding it to a little section like that. Again, not having a clue what might end up on here, right? But this is very generic colors. I know red isn't generic. I can make that match anything. So maybe I started with the wrong paper, but it'll be fine. I'm sure it will. What else can we do? Another bit. Should we continue the stripy sort of feel of this one and put a cheeseclothy stripe right there? No, I don't like it. Okay, that's not true. I actually did like it, but what I thought was, so here, look. If I do this, I like the way that looks. I like that edge on there. It gives the whole thing depth, right? But it really limits what I might want to put on this one in the future. So I'm not really interested in doing that particular shape. There, I like that better. I'll do that one. So now I'm going to just follow one side and the bottom. This leaves me much more options for what I'm going to add later. Lots more options. What else should we do? What else should I do? Because we're not doing this live, so you can't help me. I'm on my own here, kids. Definitely figured out that I do not like the white backed washi stickers on this stuff. I definitely figured out that the stamps, like this one and this one, I like those, but they should be directly on the lighter background or a lighter background because they have lovely designs, but boy, did that disappear. I'm not interested in leaving this one or this one as they are. Maybe that's not true. Maybe they're fine the way they are. I might leave them. Okay. I'm going to do some showing you how they get in the book and now what happens. And then we'll play with one. And I'll show you how you can use it and change it, etc. So I'm going to go right to a page that has nothing on it yet. And I'm going to pull off one of the cover strips. I have glue tape, double-sided glue strips on each side, and all I do is tear these right out of the paper I built them on. Whoopsies, let go of me. Oh my, strange things are going on with this paper. It has melded with the fabric in some parts. That's all right. I didn't know that, but that's all right. So then, oh my gosh, I glued my sweater. I glued my sweater to the book. Okay. So anyway, you take the thingy, the snippet, and stick it right to the center of that glue strip. I won't sit and do all of these. I didn't realize how slow I am at this particular part. You get the idea. You can do this. Okay, so when you're ready to use these, you just pick them up and tear them off the glue strip, right? And then there's a snippet ready to use. So I will do that part on my own some more in a bit. Right now, let's pull one off of the paper and see what it looks like if we add a focal point of some sort. So let's see. Let's grab, should we grab this one? Because I really ended up not liking this one at all. Let's see if we can save it. And then let's grab this one because it looks like it's going to be easy to get to. And this is the simplest one I'm leaving, I think. And let's see if I'm going to be happy with how simple it is. Maybe it's too much. One of the things I said was probably going to happen, and sure enough it did. I now regret not edging all of the bits, every single layer. So I'm going to grunge this up a little bit by adding, of course I am. Of course I am. So I have right off to the side this little envelope, or this little card and belly band thing idea. In this case, I put something on here that was going to stop the belly band from falling through. So the card actually has a flippy piece. But what if that was just a plain belly band that could go either direction, right? And then we need a thing. We need a thing to go on our belly band. And I have a giant, okay, it's not giant. This box is full of fussy cuts that I need to put away. Apparently the word giant came out of my mouth because I'm feeling a little intimidated by how much stuff I have to put away. Instead of feeling happy with myself for having prepared all these things, which is what I should really be thinking. Oh, look at that. Hey. Why am I so excited about that? Because that's not really that exciting, but I really don't like the white and black berries back there, right? I don't like the white of the tape, and I don't like the black of the berries showing on that white tape. But what if I use a focal point that is the opposite, like the negative effect? I could even have it off to the side or up a little like that, so they show through a little better back there. I gotta come in closer, don't I? So that you can actually see what the heck is going on. Sorry for the choppiness of the adjustment. But see what I'm saying? I'm hoping that glare will go away when the glue dries, because I don't like the glare back there either, but I kind of like that. I don't know that that's something I'll actually do on this one, but it at least lets me know that even when I hate something, it might come back around. It might come back to me somehow. Okay, those are not fussy cuts. Can you tell? I did not do that. These are die cuts from 49 and Market paper packs. The punching out is almost as hard as fussy cutting, but look at the cool things you end up with. You could never fussy cut that. It would just be so tedious. What if it just ended up being something that covered, come on. What if it ended up being something that just covered the whole deal? Well, that's ridiculous. The answer there is a big fat no. Okay, this is not working out the way I had hoped at all. What if I just put a circle? That covers up all the parts I don't like. Yep. I hardly ever use circles for anything. I really need to get over my anti-circleness. I'm going to edge this quick, as you can see. What if I put that on there? Now do I like this snippet? Yes, I do. Okay. Phew! Even when you hate a snippet, it can be saved. What about this one, though? I don't hate this one at all. I think this one could go like this, or maybe even like that. And I think it deserves a thing. No, not like that. Does it need a circle like its counterpart? Not that one anyway, that's way too big. Does it need... Ooh, yikes. Does it need a piece of 49 and Market die cut? So here's what I'm thinking, and I'm not going to do it right now, but if I really wanted to, I think that this super light swirly bit could cut off right there, and then this leaf piece would still be good to use all kinds of places, and this super light piece could go on a snippet just like that. Yep. I'm not going to make that commitment right now because I'm just kind of goofing around. But when decisions are finally made, those are the kinds of, I mean, you have, the options are ridiculously endless, right? Just, let's see what this little pile is right here. What's this all about? Would it look good with a butterfly? Well, it's not terrible with a butterfly, but it seems like a misuse of this particular one. Does it look good with a flower? Oh, that's kind of cool. I actually kind of like that a lot. Smaller? Probably. Yep, I like that a lot. Even smaller? Maybe. Now I think we've gone too far in the small direction. Bigger? Nope. Sadder? Aw. That flower has been through a really rough time and deserves a lovely home. Here, wait. Could we go the tiny rickety flower and the bigger rickety flower? Maybe. Maybe. How about a stamp? Wait. Yeah, okay, it only goes that way. How about a stamp? No, I just don't like that anyway. How about a different butterfly? Kind of. What about sideways? Does the sideways work with a butterfly? Yeah, actually it does. Okay. Anyway, that's all I wanted to show you. Just, you know, these are blanks. They don't look very impressive right now. They might later. In fact, I think I just demonstrated how you can save things that look hopeless. Just quickly before I go, for fun, since I have all these options out here, I thought let's take a look at what else we ended up with. Do we put a butterfly right there? Here, I better move you out a speck. Just a speck. Do we put a butterfly right there? Do we put a rickety flower right there? Do we put a clock with a dragonfly on it? Over here? No, we do not. I don't know where that goes. It might go on the big one that I already put in the book, right? How about a dragonfly ticket? Like that, perhaps? That covers too much, doesn't it? What about that? Well, maybe. That's a maybe. That looks like it fits, but it's an unfinished product. What if it had a dragonfly like that and a super rickety flower? No, that doesn't work. Okay, whatever. Let's see. Super rickety flower. Huh, yeah, that works. Okay. All right. Big black butterfly? Maybe. No. Rickety flower? No. How many times did I say yes? Did I say yes and you're saying no? And how many times did I say no and you're like, wait a minute, I love that one? That happens all the time when I'm watching other people. They change it. I go, aw, I liked that. Or they'll choose something and I'll go, no, that's not right. I think it's amazing how a lot of us have the same prompts or the same theme or the same supplies even and come up with completely different things. But that is the magic of art, isn't it? It really is. Oh, I like that. That's super cool. I don't know what I think of that. I'm tired of it though. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Come on. I can't pick up the... There we go. Do the dark leaves go on the light background one? No. This one might end up being homeless. I can't figure out anything to do with it. All right. That's the end of the video in any case. I will do more and show more of this process if there's any interest. You know, like, subscribe, comment, do all the things. And if you liked this and it was helpful and you would like to see a second running of this, maybe with some different themes going on, let me know. I'll do it again. Otherwise, you will see this same stuff again anyway, because starting in exactly 2 weeks to the day, we're going to be in February making journals out of all the stuff that I keep mass producing. It'll be fun. I swear it will. Okay. See you later. Bye.